Welcome to a new video on my channel. I hope you're doing fine. And today I want to give you an update about the recent second quarter 2022 financial results of Lucid. And this is no financial advice, so keep this in mind. Just the hard facts. Revenue was 97 million and they delivered 679 vehicles in the quarter. However, they saw strong demand with more than 37,000 reservations, which would represent to a potential sale of around $3.5 billion US. So this looks very nice. However, they also reduced the production volume outlook for 2022 from 12,000 to 14,000, from the range to between 12 and 14,000 to 6 to 7,000. So they reduced it to around 50%. And they also reported that they produced 1,405 vehicles in the first half of the year 2022. So keep this in mind when we dig a little bit deeper into the presentation. Peter Rawlinson, the CEO, said that they revised the production guidance, or the revised production guidance reflects the extraordinary supply chain and logistic challenges that they encountered. And he said that they identified the primary bottlenecks and taken the appropriate measures. So at least what I understand is that they tackled their challenges and this will be improving in the future. However, I'm not really sure if they will be able to do this, but let's have a look into the second quarter. So the company had their newest key milestone, which is the debut of the Lucid Air Grand Touring performance, and this is a good sign. However, the problem they're still having right now is the ramp up phase. As you can see, the demand is not the problem. It's like the same with Proterra and also Lion Electric. They have strong demand, but they are unable to ramp up the production. And as you can see, if you have more than 37,000 reservations and only are only able to produce around 1,400 in the first half of the year, this is there's a lot of room to improve. And what I'm struggling to understand is, on the one hand side, they say that the AMP1 in Arizona has an installed capacity of 34,000 of their vehicles. However, they are only able to produce 1,400 in the first half of the year. So this, at least for me, doesn't make any sense. So, or either you have a huge problem with the supply chain, or you're not able to produce these 34,000 vehicles in 1 year. So this is my opinion about this. I'm not really sure what is, or maybe they're also cutting back on different shifts. However, then, as I said before, there's a bigger supply chain issue in my opinion than they stated it in the beginning. And I'll jump back to the Q1 2022 slide. As you can see over here, the capacity is still the same. So it's not the case that they already improved this capacity in the last few weeks or month, but it's been there for about 1 quarter. So yeah, and then let's go over here again and also jump back and forth between the different slides. In my opinion, it's easier to see the difference. Then as you can see over here, the customer deliveries has been improving. Same for the mobile vans in the fleet, as well for the body shops and the service centers. So they're improving right now, although there's still, in my opinion, long way to go that they ramp up the production. On the bright side, however, you can see over here they still have plenty of cash, so 4.6 billion of cash and cash equivalents, and they say that they are sufficiently liquid well into 2023. So yeah, there shouldn't be liquidity shouldn't be an issue until then. They also secured a credit facility, and this gives them also some more security in this case, in case they need some more cash. However, if you look a little bit further than 2023, I just jump over to the initial investor presentation, and they outlined over here that the free cash flow will be positive in fiscal year 2025. So this would mean that there will be dilution in between, and as you see later on, that the initial revenue is a lot higher in their projections as the actual numbers are. And I think the rest is not really that interesting. I think this is the most important thing. And if we jump over then to the adjusted guidance, as I mentioned before, production volume 50% decrease to now between 6,000 and 7,000 vehicles. And if you remember, in the beginning I said they produced 1,405 cars in the first half, so they have to produce more than triple the amount they did in the first half of the year. So I'm a little bit skeptical right now, especially since in my opinion that the supply chain issues are not really resolved, and yeah, I'm skeptical about these numbers, even with this after this quite significant reduction. Okay, now let's have a look again at the initial investor presentation. As you can see over here, they projected total annual deliveries of 20,000 in the year 2022, and they expected to have a revenue of around 2.2 billion US dollars. So if we now compare it to the numbers they reported right now, this is unfortunately a huge gap, and the revenue was 97.3 million, which they got for around 679 cars, which leads to around an average price of 143,000. And if you just calculate, so multiply this number by 6,000 or 7,000, you get a range between 860 million to 1 billion, which is far below their projection of 2.2 billion US dollars. And if you go over then the next slide again to the free cash flow, this most likely will be even more negative than projected over here, which then also leads to the further projections to be even way off, in my opinion. So this is pretty unfortunate, I think. However, this is always the problem with these, let's say, younger companies. So they have to ramp up production, and they are not as important to their customers normally than the big ones, and therefore it's even harder for them to get the parts they need. And also, as you can see, there's still some improvement for the logistics sides of the company. Yep, that was the update for the company. And as you can see, I'm not that positive. I've been not as positive as I've been before. However, I think in long term, this might be an interesting company for me, most likely. At least right now, it's nothing in the near future, and I think it might be interesting in 2023 or maybe the end of 2023 and 2024, and see how they perform until then. I will still be looking at the company because I like it in general, the company, and therefore I will be looking at the next earnings calls as well, and also the earnings. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, have a good day. Bye bye.